Believe in your own magic. We do need to believe in our own magic, don't we? The power of our mind. Because you never needed those wings to fly. You are so full of magic that, and I know people's definitions of magic are different, but if you were born 100 years ago and you saw somebody with a phone, wouldn't you consider that something magical? I know people, what I'm learning is people have different definitions of magic. And there are, depending on a person's perspective and perception of the world around them. But there are so many different types of magic that are presenting themselves to so many people in their own ways. And it's going to present itself to you in its own unique way because you and the universe have your own language. You have your own life experience to recall, to pull from. You know, nobody's had the life experiences you have had in this time, in this era. That's what makes it so unique. So please remember your magic, guys. Take yourself out on a date. I love how the universe wants you to take yourself on a date because it's the universe, it's God, it's the higher power that wants to show you something. It wants to show you something very magical. And by loving on yourself, when you make that tea for yourself, when you decide to braid your hair and love on yourself and maybe throw on a nice little dress, or if it's not a dress, it's just some nice attire that you feel really comfortable in, that you feel pretty, you feel handsome, because you do deserve it. And when you do that, you're signaling to the universe that you know how to love and take care of yourself, and then in turn, so what you put out, you're going to get back, right? And I don't mean this in a selfish type of way, but I feel like the collective, the tribe I'm talking to, you're so open and loving that you gave it to everybody else because that's what you wanted in return. But how has that served you so far? How has that served any of us so far? We end up forgetting about our own needs. We end up forgetting about what makes us tick. What am I actually interested in? And then it's like when those things do pop up, like, oh, wanting a family or wanting a partner, having this, having that, then we have to find out why we want those things. Why do I believe that I need that in order to be happy? And finding those root causes, because sometimes we end up spending years manifesting and asking for something to happen just for it to end up coming true, and then finding out it didn't give us the feeling and the result that we actually wanted. Okay? So, excuse me. I hope you guys are doing wonderful and beautiful and calling in high vibrations and really loving on yourself and slowing down, because it's time to press pause and contemplate before the next leg of your journey. It is in those solitary, introspective moments where we learn the most interesting and eye-opening things about ourselves. Take yourself out on a date of sorts, even if it's just a quiet and cozy night at home. Enjoy your own company. A lot of people don't know how to sit with themselves because they don't want to look at themselves. And you can really identify these energies if somebody constantly needs to have people around them, if they constantly need to be doing something, if they cannot sit down and have a conversation about what is going on and their true feelings toward the situation, then it gives you a very clear idea that they don't even like themselves. And if they don't like themselves, they're most likely not going to like you, right? Right. It's unfortunate, but those are the times that we live in. This is the shift. This is people getting to know and understand themselves and getting comfortable with themselves. Because when we're comfortable with ourselves, we're comfortable with other people. We can accept those things without judgment. And that is one of Yeshua, Jesus's biggest teachings, is do not judge. And I know this from experience because of something very profound that happened to me when I came into a situation getting a new apartment. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but when I did, there was a woman that was moving out and I judged her. They told me a story. They gossiped to me. They told me what was going on, and I judged her for that. And guess what happened to me about a year and a half later? I was put in that same situation because I judged them. It was like signing up for a karmic lesson I didn't even know I was signing up for, because I placed judgment on this girl and what she was going through. And that's something to be aware of for all of us, okay? So I'm going to pull from the Spiritual Warfare deck, because there are energies that are unseen. You know, this is a spiritual war. This is a war for energy, right? And when we're trying to contemplate, when we're trying to go within, these energies do not want that to happen. They don't want you knowing yourself and who you are. They don't want you to know your magic and your power. So we have ancestors at the bottom of the deck. I love that card. Your ancestors have your back. Just keep in communication with them and yourself. It may sometimes seem like a one-sided thing, but if you stay in the present moment, thank you. If you stay in the present moment, you're going to be able to tap into the Akashic Records, into your Akashic Records, and see the patterns and see things that are being presented to you. Do you see this picture? How she's just in, it's almost like an awe, like, okay, I'm feeling it. I'm accepting it. I'm understanding it. The library of all past, present, and future universal events, thoughts, words, emotions, and intent houses the details of your soul and its journey. So, is somebody tapping into their Akashic Records and maybe finding out, oh wow, I've actually lived this before. Why does this pattern keep popping up in my reality? Just by becoming consciously aware of it, you shift something. And maybe this is something that you have already done. If so, congratulations. That's a big step. Please celebrate yourself, because it's well deserved. What is that? Oh, you okay? Something about 2 leaves as well. So, yes. Sending out death wishes towards another person, using rage and anger to channel dark energies to silence another person, low-level magic. So there are some energies, like I said, that do not want you tapping into this higher consciousness. They don't want you knowing the universal field. They don't want you to know about the supernatural. And think about that word, supernatural. Natural. It is the most supernatural. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, it is natural to have these abilities. They have demonized it. They have made you think that you are crazy. Anytime you're telling yourself that you're crazy for imagining or thinking something, it's most likely true. It's not crazy, and you're not crazy. Don't talk yourself out of the gift that you're being given. Don't talk yourself out of these Akashic Records that are being presented to you to show you the truth. The truth is not always what we want it to be. But if you can work from a place of truth and honesty and having the correct information, then you can move appropriately. You're able to move through the energies that are presenting themselves with a level head, with a clear head. Karmic debt, events that took place in a previous lifetime that you are making amends for in this lifetime, lessons and consequences to past actions. So that's what you're doing. You're realizing that in the past, there were energies that wanted you dead. That are my dog is going around and around in circles, and I have no idea why. Like literally going in circles. Ewan, are you okay? Hey! Okay, I am back. That was... that was a little weird. Oh, and then something just tickled my throat. So, let me cleanse this real quick. Oh no, that was weird. It was weird. Smoke cleanse is really going to help you guys. I have blood, Dragon Sage blood and Palo Santo for sale, as well as my spiritual baths. The cleansing and healing one are out now. The manifestation will be coming out soon. Did you see that? That just popped right in my face. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, I cleanse all lower negative energies. I do not consent to any low vibrational energies trying to invade this read. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so like I was saying, events that took place in a previous lifetime. You're tapping into your Akashic Records by taking yourself on a date, by tapping into yourself, your Godhead, your oversoul, your higher self, however you want to label it. You are getting a clear message that this has happened in the past. Your past life is trying to tell you something, guys. That you have already been through this, and this is a pattern. Maybe you're getting deja vu of some sort. But they have come after you in previous lifetimes because of the power that you hold. You are so connected to your higher self. You are so connected to Source. Yeah, star power, being placed under the spotlight to draw people in to receive words of guidance, healing, and wisdom. Liberating others with knowledge. There is knowledge that you hold. They don't want this getting out. Do you understand? Because their entire hold and grip on this globe would cease to exist. Once the slaves recognize that they are stronger than their oppressors, and that their oppressors have kept them in this small box of dazed and confused, not knowing who they are, not able to tap into that God source, clear out karmic debt, clear out anything that is keeping them from really knowing themselves, and knowing that you have the power. You are the star. Your voice, what you have within your soul, the blueprint that you came here to share. And you know, also what I'm picking up on, you might not even understand it, but you might be afraid to succeed because in past lives, you might have gotten to that point and you started liberating others. You started sharing your voice, but they came after you, unalived you in one lifetime or another. Because with this grave, okay. Okay, so I had to stop the recording because I know that I said a word that I don't think is allowed on YouTube. So I kind of, if I have to edit that out, let me reiterate that is in a past life, you started speaking up, you started sharing your intentions, your emotions, what you were going through, the truth, what you were shown by Source, and they decided to unalive you. But in this lifetime, this karmic debt has already been paid. You have already learned this lesson. You brought something in from your past lives. It's like every lifetime you get a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. And they keep resetting things because they don't want people to know this. Any more from this deck? Any more from this deck? Whoever you are, you should know by now that the more you pour into yourself, the more you become aware of your patterns, the more that you tap in and have the intention that you would like to speak, you would like to know your spirit guides, the higher dimensions. They're there. They're waiting. Intuition, yeah. The power of obtaining direct knowledge or cognition without tangible proof or rational thought. Trust this inner knowing. You know it. You know you're the star. You know what you know. Do not doubt whatever it is. Do not doubt yourself. If you doubt yourself, others will doubt you. The universe will doubt you. What you put out is what you get back. As within, so without. As without, so within. So pay attention to the patterns and how people are around you. It's not something that is pleasant. I was going over the new roommates, maybe someone's getting a roommate, the new neighbors and the new people that I recently have come into contact with. And I asked myself, what are some things that were kind of red flags, or, have me being aware and alert of what they're reflecting to me, because that reflection is me, right? They're a mirror. We are mirrors. So it really had me like, I'm not going to put names, but there's a lady, single mom, who went through something very similar to me, but I see that she doesn't have a great communication with her son. And that to me was a clear sign that I need to strengthen my relationship with my son, a better communication, of being open and honoring emotions. If he's angry, let him be angry. Let's talk about it. Why is this angering you? Finding, and with little kids, it can't always be that easy because it's pretty in depth, but it's good to get it started, right? To get that kind of communication foundation built, so that you're not just one day completely dropping it on them. And if say they're older and you're just now understanding a new way of communication, a new way of introspection, the things that actually matter, instead of, oh, the weather and did you get this done and blah 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 blah, the superficial crap out of the way. It's never too late to open up that dialogue, that open communication with your loved one, saying, I didn't do this the best in the past, but now that I know this, I want to do better. And that's the only thing that matters. That's why it's so beautiful that no matter what you've done, if you repent, I don't even like using that word, if you acknowledge that you were wrong in some situations and how you learned that lesson, oh wow, I did that, I'm not going to do that again, I'm sorry to that person, I forgive myself, and because I didn't know at that time what I know now. But now that I have that new information, I make a change. I would do it in a different way. That is huge. That's growth. That is massive growth. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say. I'm going to have to cut this video together. Anyway, so let's pull, I'm hearing two. Let's pull two from here. We're going to kind of, what does it have to do with this particular reading right now? People coming into their intuition, understanding their power, not denying it anymore, realizing that they've been through similar things in past lifetimes, and those lifetimes don't be scared of it. Don't tie emotions to it. Ooh, emotions. And then Nine of Cups comes out. Desire, crave, wish fulfillment, wanting, ambition, motherhood, seek. What are they seeking? What are they seeking? What do they desire? Hearing shuffle. What is this ambition? What are they seeking? What do they desire? What do they crave? Nine of Wands. So we have 99 out here. We have the Nine of Cups. So water and fire. Is somebody wanting the drive to keep going amidst adversity? Is that your desire? To have continued success. Okay. To continue giving help, being tough, being strong, being that warrior. The warrior, yeah, okay. You're a warrior that's been hurt. You're very flexible. Your resilience is very flexible. We also have Osiris out here twice. That's why I'm bringing it up. Anubis and Thoth. So you could be tapping into that higher knowledge. Thoth is a great, Trismegistus, if I'm saying that right. The Emerald Tablets. If you have not read it, it's not a very long book. I actually have it up on my shelf. The first time I read it, I felt like I was there when it was written. Maybe some of you will get the same inkling, the same feeling. It'll jog something. You can tap into that consciousness of Thoth. It's always accessible to you. But what I see is somebody desires the drive to keep going against the adversity. And that kind of ties in with you're liberating others with your knowledge. Okay, even if you only talk to a couple people a day, or not any, just very rarely, it's like it matters when you do speak to people, when you do come into contact with others. You have the right words. It's almost like your soul and their higher self like start dancing, and you're like, oh, I can see this and this and this and this, and then somehow you end up funneling it and channeling it and saying something, and you're just like, oh shit, where'd that come from? But when you're aware of it and when you allow it, you don't put any like emotional attachment to it, like, oh my God, being hard on yourself, like, why did I say that? I can't believe I said that to them. Their higher self needed it. Their higher self almost communicated to you that this is what they needed to hear, and you're such an open channel. You're so tapped into your star power that you're able to deliver these messages of liberation. Now, it's really up to that other person. Are they going to take it out on you? Are they going to blame you for speaking the truth? Or are they going to confront themselves? Are they going to ask themselves, why does this bother me so much? Why did that statement make me feel that way? That's on them. Okay, you did your part, and you just keep moving on. And if it's the art of also detachment. For who I'm speaking to, the art of detachment is very critical for you, so you are not leaking out your energy and giving it to people that do not care and want to come against you. Okay, because we know that does happen. All right, let's pull something for this 9 of Cups and 9 of Wands. This looks beautiful. You're a warrior. Who I'm talking to, the person watching this video, you have so much potential. You have so much understanding. It's like transmute. We have the B here. We have the I. We have transmute, okay? And this is falling underneath the 9 of Cups. Something about transmuting your desires, your cravings, your wantings, your ambition. Wow, that flew out. Shadow. Yeah, transmuting it. Okay, so your shadow side comes out when you're faced with adversity. And I don't mean this in a negative way. I mean this in, you know how to transmute energy when you're faced with it. Wow, who are you? Higher perspective. You're so tapped in that you don't even know that your higher perspective is coming in all the time. Because you're so integrated. You are so integrated with yourself, with your shadow, and your higher, like the multifaceted, multidimensional selves that you have that are all existing right here in this now, in this present moment. You have transmuted a lot of the negativity and the shadow into something that is beneficial and useful for you. Wow. You need to know you hold so much more power than you've ever been led to believe. And it does seem crazy. It does seem crazy, but it's so much more beautiful than the fake, low vibrational reality that you were brought into this world with. And I don't mean that as in like when you were a kid, but you know what I mean. The reality that most of the other bots, the NPCs, the soulless beings that have never reached the higher knowledge, that star power, that Godhead, that God self, and knowing like it's all about who I am right now. Yes, you can pull information, your past selves, like higher self. I call and integrate any past lives that I've had where the skills are useful in this timeline. I call in those abilities. I call in that knowledge, and making that something that you constantly do for a repetitive amount of time, 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, making it a mantra of yours, it will it will lay out those frequencies for you to pick up. And then it's just up to you to be consciously aware that, oh, wow, that's kind of pulling me. That's speaking to me. That's my intuition is pulling me there for a reason. And also identifying anything that scares you, anything that you're fearful of. Now, there are some things that fear is a natural response. You know, somebody running at you with a knife. Okay, yeah, you're gonna feel a little bit of fear, right? But what if you had a fear of dogs? Even like the little baby ones that like aren't gonna do anything, or a bird, or a car. Maybe somebody was in a car. It's facing those fears, because those fears, those shadows, aspects of yourself that you're repressing, that you're pushing away, holds the key to your magic. Okay? And they want you to trust this. As above, so below. As within, so without. Good stuff. All right, I'm going to pull from the Pantha, and then we're going to get the Chinese Oracle and see what card best goes with this read. I have to be careful of how I phrase things, because there's always trickster spirits, so it's really good to be very specific on what your request is, so there's no loopholes that they can go through. Bless you. Fate. Ah! This is fated coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidences, guys. You're on this video for a reason. Fortune telling. This is fortune telling, but it's also just picking up on the energy. So relax. Know that the reading you're doing, the expansion you're doing for yourself is not only helping you, it's helping the world. It's helping, because when we better ourselves, when we elevate our own consciousness, it ripples out. Okay? So know that it's not going in vain. This is beautiful stuff. Oh, okay. This is why. I was wondering why I pulled this deck from my shelf. Sacred Soul, Shadow Oracle. And we have Shadow here underneath the Nine of Wands. So the adversity you went through, that you overcame, that warrior energy, could have created some shadow aspects within yourself. It is always good to go over those. Man, I do it all the time. You know, the times of huge betrayal, of, you know, people coming after you, unaliving kind of, yeah, you know. And facing those situations and accepting them like, hey, yeah, this happened, because you're going to find the miracles within them. If you move forward in your truth, miracles appear, and you know this because of what you've experienced. Can I get one for the shadow? One for the shadow card, please. Let's just elaborate a little bit. Leo, we're going to be going to gymnastics soon. Oh, that was a lot. Obsessive. Oh, we have an eagle, though, and a rabbit. Facing fears. What did I just say, guys? Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. I love this. Facing the fear. It's not about being fearless, but having the courage to progress despite them. Yeah, facing your fears. I mean, I just went on a whole rant about this. This is just clarification that whatever you've been resisting and moving away from, it's almost time to kind of obsess about it and really dive in deep. Find that higher perspective. And if you've already done that, congratulations, you're already there. This is just a confirmation that you're doing the work. You're going to be able to roam free. I'm also seeing Aries energy, like the ram, the initiator. Fixating to the point of compulsion. This intense focus can be overwhelming. So also, you know, balance. We don't want to obsess about our fears. That shouldn't be, everything needs balance, right? Give a little bit time to this. Even block out time within your schedule. Like, hey, I'm going to take 10 minutes of my day and really sit with myself and ask myself, what are my fears? What am I scared of? This also goes into like Rick and Morty, the hole of fears. They can't come out until they faced all their fears. That's a crazy, trippy episode, but it actually goes into depth of this earth realm, you know. All right. This is a great read. I'm digging this vibe, this energy. Like, you got it going on. Like, you're up on game is what I'm hearing. You up on game. All right, Chinese Zodiacs, what card best represents this read? What card best represents this read, please and thank you. Ooh, what card would Dragon have the strength? Okay. We have Earth Pig, surrender to the moment. They both flipped over. But I'm only going to read one. But we have the pig and we have the dragon. And it's wood and earth. Something about grounding. Earth rat. We even have another change your mindset. I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you're constantly changing your mindset. You're tuning into something that's very abundant. And you're starting to actually believe. You're finding new truths. Surrender to... Oh, wait. Yeah, wood dragon cycle. You have the strength. The wood dragon, as one of the 10 spiritual pillars, represents tremendous strength and faith in a positive outcome, even in the midst of adversity. I don't know how many cards have come out here about adversity, but quite a few. There's like 3. Okay, sorry. The elements yang wood and the dragons yang earth may seem at odds, but the dragon's mighty power, spiritual connection, and confidence perfectly complement yang wood's compassion, kindness, and natural leadership abilities. Hidden water and wood elements in the dragon nourish and support yang wood in the heavenly frequency. There are no obstacles that the dragon cannot overcome, and when heaven and earth meet in the wood dragon, the result is a formidable combination. Receiving this card is a sign that success is yours. Oh my God! Sorry, I'm getting excited. Receiving this card is a sign that success is yours. You have developed the grit and inner strength needed to reach your highest potential. Keep your focus on being of service for the common good, and you can always count on the divine to assist you in living your purpose. Recognize that the more influence you wield, the more conscious effort you need to put into being a good human. The wood dragon highlights great power and integrity. With power comes responsibility, and you are more than ready for it. Be assured that you're on your way to reach a significant milestone in your life. You've worked your way up and dealt with many setbacks along the way, and you've not only persevered but also enjoyed the journey and become much stronger in skills and wisdom. Message from heaven: live your life authentically and choose your actions from a place of compassion, the higher frequency of yang wood. Messages from earth: mindfulness practices such as qigong, yoga, and meditation will help you connect to the dragon's empowering, grounded earth element. Being anchored to reality is key to manifesting your dreams. So with how spiritually adept you are and how tapped in you are, we can get lost in the spiritual realms, okay? And there needs to be an anchor reminding you. I just broke my nail. Reminding you that you came here to balance the energies from the higher realms and down here, okay? You didn't come to be a human having a spiritual experience. You're a spiritual being having a human experience and bringing that in. And it just there needs to be balance, okay? Because I've actually experienced a family member who got so into religion, spirituality, going to the other side, seeing the truth, we are all one, and then they couldn't maneuver no longer in this 3D reality. They didn't want their responsibility. They're just like, oh, everything isn't even real and blah, 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 blah. And as that is true, we have to be anchored in on stay grounded, not floating up above and not being able to take care of ourselves, face adversity and be well grounded and be aware of the energies around us so that we can make the right appropriate steps. And whoever I'm talking to, whatever you face, this adversity, I mean, we got adversity. Past life, you know, you faced a lot of adversity, but you've also helped a lot of people come into this knowledge. It's like you have fulfilled purpose after purpose, but you've also been taken down in some lifetimes, and they want you to be aware of this so that you're like, oh wow, okay, you'll move accordingly. Like, you won't even know until after the fact. The spirit will 22 on the timer. Spirit will release that information and show you the truth of what was really going on after you make the correct steps. Okay, that's how it works. You're not going to know until after you've made those steps. So with that said, I love you, the universe loves you, and everything is working out for your best and your highest good. Until next time, I love you guys. Peace.